Hello, my wandering souls. Welcome into this space. So happy to have you here. I have been guided to do an abundance reading for you. Now, this isn't going to be a passive sit back and welcome abundance into your life. This is going to be a little more active or proactive, if you will, on how to foster abundance. What things do we need to let go of or shift in order to welcome more abundance in? This could be a perspective shift of how you might see abundance and where you might see abundance, but also how might you create abundance for yourself if you're not seeing the abundance that you would like to see. Now, to clarify, abundance can be anything from money to health and wellness to friendship, relationship, opportunities. So I want you to take a moment to consider what abundance means to you, and even journal a little bit beforehand about how to invite this or notice it more in your life. Now, I have chosen 3 soul paths with 3 crystals. The timestamps for each one is in the description box. Know that this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it, there will be a message here for you. There's no expiration date, and this reading is going to be general, so it will not resonate for everyone. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Now, these messages are also not going to be instruction or rules to follow. That is up to you to use your discernment and make choices as you see fit. Anything you'd like to know about me, my channel, the decks I'm using, or the timestamps, those can be found in the description box. So for those who are still here and would like an intro or a close-up of the Soul Path crystals, let me do that right now. For Soul Path 1, we have pink agate. For Soul Path 2, we have the aquamarine. And for Soul Path 3, we have the Caribbean calcite. So when you feel called and ready, use your intuition, click on the timestamp for your reading, and we'll see you there. Hello, my dear Soul Path 1. Welcome into your reading. You chose the pink agate stone. That could be how you attract abundance in your life, is to create more softness within yourself, within your life, within relationships, so that the abundance can be attracted. You can magnetize it a little bit more. Now, abundance, you could be seeking abundance in relationship. That could be familial, that could be romantic or platonic friendships. But let's get a theme around abundance for you. For Soul Path 1, dear Spirit. So we have rabbit, tobacco, optimism, and gladness. That feels like abundance that would be lovely to call into your life. More optimism, more gladness, more joy. But I feel what is required is some kind of release or letting go here. We have Hickory, number 24, at the bottom of the deck, which gives off hidden energy of what needs to shift in order to welcome more optimism or gladness in your life. Possibly in relation. I'm getting family tree with this hickory here. So there could be familiar patterns, interesting. I meant to say familial. So patterns within the family that need to be cleared. There could be some karmic things going on that you need to actively and intentionally shift. So this isn't something that's going to happen. It's something that you have to bring awareness to, observe, and consciously shift And also focusing on being more optimistic. There could be a negativity here as it pertains to relationships, platonic, familial, or romantic. Okay. So let's get into some tarot cards now and see what they have to say. So for Soul Path 1, now that could be a really difficult thing because there could be some in the collective here that has come from a really challenging family dynamic, and so breaking those patterns are going to be uncomfortable for you. Expect that. Now, the candle that is in the background is sizzling. And so what I'm getting from that is there's static. You're feeling the static within you. It's like it's a discomfort. It's an electricity that can't be released or can't be relieved because you're no longer aligning to the patterns that you once passively participated in, or maybe consciously participated in, but felt like you couldn't change. So as soon as you interrupt that signal, there is internal static that happens. And this might feel really challenging, really uncomfortable. And so that is, I think, part of this message to release and let go of this discomfort. And we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like that is part of that discomfort, part of that static. And it's also reflecting this energy of the environments that you find yourself in as well. What kind of environments are you finding yourself in? Are you finding yourself among optimistic people, or are you feeling glad or joyful with the people that you spend time with? How do you feel about yourself, maybe among this group of people? Now, family might be challenging to fully disconnect from or go no contact. That's not what I'm saying here. It's all about analyzing multiple areas of your life and where you're finding that optimism, where you're finding environments, people, how you're spending your time, how you're taking care of your body, what other areas that you do have control over are helping you with this abundance. What are the things that you're hanging on to that you can easily, or maybe with a little discomfort, let go of to invite more optimism, to invite more clarity? So I think there is a possible habit or a pattern, maybe a routine that needs to be released, a lack of self-worth as well, self-esteem. Couple more. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this just confirms what we were speaking about, how you take care of yourself, how you mother yourself, how you nurture yourself, your environment, your physical body, how you spend your time, your energy. This could also have something to do with being a mother or being mothered by an external mother or by yourself. One more. But I also feel it's about noticing. We have the Hermit. Yeah. With the Page of Swords. It has not been very easy for you in the past to see clearly, to see your abundance. This is something that you have to learn. And my candle has officially fizzled out. So let me reset that. Okay. So back to the message here. So whatever the abundance that you're seeking, it has to be something that you learn to do. It's not something that you will stumble upon. It could come through an opportunity, but I feel that your abundance happens when you get really comfortable in the discomfort of being, the discomfort of breaking cycles, the discomfort of not actively chasing something or someone, that opportunity, that person, trying to force something to occur. Your abundance occurs when you feel good about yourself, when you feel prideful, when you feel healthy, when you feel full within your own personal self. So if you are looking for that abundance in the external to try to create that, how can you do that for yourself, within your environments, within your physical body? How are you carving space to care for yourself, to heal, to process? How can you learn how to make mistakes and provide a sense of compassion, create a safe space, create comfort, create security for yourself? Because maybe you're looking for what you need in others or in the external, when it starts with you learning to do that for yourself first. And I'm getting a lot of, this is a very random hit that I'm getting with this. I'm getting two things. It's coming in fast, so bear with me. With the word tobacco and the word hickory, I'm getting smoke. Hickory smoke, tobacco smoke. I don't know if there is someone in the collective that is a smoker, but that might be somewhere to start. Is what are the healthy habits or unhealthy habits that you are feeding your body with? And when we think of smoke too, we think of cleansing. At least I do. Releasing and let go, that is that cleansing. And then we have the clear skies here, which feels like that cleansing. The other thing that I'm getting with this is that we've got the number 3 and we've got a number 6 when we add these up. We also have a number 2 and a number 4. So 2s or choices, they are also duality. How do we hold two things at the same time, two opposing things at the same time, but also relationship and choices. So there could be a choice that you need to make. 3s are those external people that we are connected to in our network, in our neighbors, in our friendship groups, in our communities. So again, there could be some connection there of groups, communities, friendships that you may need to connect in with more or detach from a little bit more as well, to be able to create more space for the lovely things, for the abundance that you seek. Number 4 is that foundation. What kind of foundations are you building up off of? What kind of foundations are secure, solid? What's feeling stable? Because there could be some instability when it comes to familial relationships or those extended networks, those friendship groups. And then when we add the 4 and the 2 up, we get a 6, which is the Lover's card in the tarot. And that's also a balance. 2s are also balance. So it is finding a little more balance as well within your life, within your body, I feel, more than anything. So a couple messages coming through there. I hope they were helpful. I'm going to leave it here for now. If this reading resonated, do let me know in the comments. I always love to read your stories or insights that you get from these readings. And if you're looking to watch a collective reading on this topic, I do have that posted on my Patreon page. I'd love to have you over there. The link is in the description. My deepest gratitude for your support. Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Hello, my Soul Path 2. Welcome into your reading. You chose the aquamarine stone. Your abundance, I feel, is going to come when you feel comfortable receiving and going with the flow. You might be trying to do that right now, but let's get a feel for the abundance. maybe what stands in the way of it, or what abundance to cultivate, nurture, foster. Too much. So I almost feel, because there's piles that kind of flipped over face down, the abundance almost feels right under your nose, but you can't see it. Spanish moss, interesting. I was going to say self-respect. That could be a message for you. Self-expression and flow. We just talked about that. So I feel that is what needs to be cultivated in order to step into more abundance, whether that's opportunity, wealth, health, or wellness. And then bottom of the deck, we have Joe Pye weed, perceptiveness and vision. So yeah, there's something about your perception shifting, perspective shifting, because I feel that it's there, but you don't quite see it. It's almost as if you have a gift for something that can create abundance, but you are underestimating it in some way. You are not seeing it because it feels so everyday for you. It feels very normal for you. But to other people, it is amazing. To other people, that is not their standard baseline, but it's yours. So it's something that you're not seeing, but it is there. We have the number 3, which is the Empress card. Again, there's that nurturing energy coming through. And number 16, which is the Tower card. So I do feel that there could be something that needs to be broken or cleared so that you can see through to the other side. It's really hard to see the forest from the trees, is what I'm hearing, is because we've built this castle, we've built this foundation, but is it a solid foundation? Is it a foundation built on your values, your intentions, the structure that you want to build upon? Does it feel solid, or does it feel a little shaky? And the alignment. Are those foundations aligned with where you would like to go and what you would like to attract? What abundance you would like to create? Or are there some oppositions there? Are there some perspective shifts that need to happen? Are you seeing the abundance that you have already? Or do some things need to be cleared so that you can see a little bit more than you saw before? I don't know if that's making sense. That sounds very abstract, but let's get some more cards here. It's almost as if I'm seeing you sitting in a garden, like the Empress. And to you, that's just the basics. That's, that's your everyday. You're sitting in the garden, you're looking at the garden, but you're not seeing. There's almost like a higher perspective that you have to see this from, your abundance from. Because right now I feel it could be very on the ground where you can't see it because you're in it. So it's kind of gaining that perspective a little to be able to see how vast, how lush, how colorful, how vibrant your garden is. I think that's where I was going with that. So let's get 3 cards. We have the Emperor in reverse, and we have the 10 of Swords. I can see why there's a little hesitation. Ace of Cups. Love it. With the 3 of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse. I can see why, I can see why abundance might be a challenging concept for you, because things have been a bit of a struggle, haven't they? Things have been quite challenging. Every time you want to go and do something, or create something, or manifest something, or be positive, optimistic about something, even step into that self-expression or flow, there's something that stops you, that blocks you, or that takes that away. Maybe there is a thought, a belief, a pattern of thinking that gets in your way. There's possibly a self-doubt or a self-depreciation, self-abandonment that happens. And the need to control. The need to control the results, the outcomes, the whens, the ifs, the hows. And so that's why I feel like there's this energy of you need to get into, or this guidance for you to get into the flow, because it's almost as if your inner critic is your worst enemy. So there is a fear that is blocking the abundance that you seek. There is a self-doubt. There is a self-critic. There's an inner critic that says, no, stop, it's dangerous, we can't do that. I feel you're really hard on yourself. So I feel that is what needs to be cleared away, is the perception of who you are, what you can achieve, how you can attract abundance, create abundance. Because we have vision here, and the Emperor is that big vision of the future, that big, wonderful, beautiful goal that you have the skills, the talent, the ability, the time, the resources to be able to create for yourself. But for some reason, the Emperor is in reverse. So there's a block there. And then the Ten of Swords comes in and says, no, you can't do that. You won't do that. You shouldn't do that. But I don't think that's your voice. So the Ace of Cups to me is this energy of giving yourself space to work through that a little bit, because how this has been playing out might be quite frustrating for you. And this is flow. This is the beginning of that flow, is when you reach the end point of, I don't want to think this way anymore. I don't want to get in my own way, especially if it's something from the past that you've inherited or personalized or integrated within, and you're now carrying into your future. And so there's a negativity that's coming through that needs to be shifted, that needs to be changed. And opening up the heart space to offer yourself compassion, offer yourself a little more care, to give yourself an oasis, essentially, for that self-expression and flow. That could be a space, that could be carving out time to do that, and not judge yourself, because I feel you've done enough of that. It's about stepping into this energy without judgment, without fear, even if it means taking a small step every day. So for example, if you have this dream of selling your art, then how can you create a little something every day, even if it's silly, even if it's not perfect? Even give yourself a time limit. I'm going to spend 20 minutes just sketching or painting, and I'm not going to have any goal other than to have fun, to self-express, and to flow with whatever wants to come through. And see what happens in that space, because I feel there's an inner child that wants to come through. I don't know why inner child's coming through, because there are no inner child cards on the table. But to me, this Ace of Cups is kind of screaming inner child. Self-expression and flow is screaming inner child. So there is an inner child that is screaming to get out. And so it's not about doing something perfect, doing something right, doing something that is of greatness, even though you have a big vision. It's about just taking that next correct step that feels good, that feels like it's in flow. And to not get frustrated when your abundance doesn't happen right away. It's going to happen as a result of being in your fullest self-expression, without judgment, without fear, without shame, in the flow of creativity, whatever that means for you, and not resisting, not controlling it, but to allow it. So I hope that was helpful. my dear Soul Path 2. If this reading resonated, do let me know in the comments. I always love to read your stories or insights that you get from these readings. And if you're looking to watch a collective reading on this topic, I do have that posted on my Patreon page. I'd love to have you over there. The link is in the description. My deepest gratitude for your support. Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Caribbean calcite. Not getting a ton of channeled message from that in regards to your abundance. But it is opaque, so I was going to say you might have a hard time seeing the abundance, or maybe you're feeling like your abundance is blocked. Like it's pushing something up a hill, pushing a rock up a hill. Is that Sisyphus? Yeah. And it keeps rolling back, and you keep pushing it up, rolling back. So let's get some oracle cards to get a peek into your abundance. Maybe how to foster, nurture abundance more. Maybe what to release. We will see what comes through for Soul Path 3 and their abundance. Okay, you got a few extra cards. Okay, so I won't look at, I'll look at the bottom of the deck, but I won't really consider that because we've got a few extra cards on the table here. Power and command with number 19. And number 19 is the sun. So I almost wonder if using that solar plexus chakra, that confidence, that courage, that bravery to step out to receive it and say thank you. Something about maybe your confidence, building up your confidence a little bit to know that you're worthy of abundance. That might be something. We have Solomon's seal, ease and gladness. So I feel that maybe part of that, I am going to take it actually, because it'll just round out the reading really nicely here, I think, with 2 cards on either side. I think that, and we do have the 7 is the Chariot card in the tarot. So again, I feel like if you step into your confidence, your power and command, and not be wishy-washy, not, think that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough. There's a lot of, self-doubt coming through there. I feel like by working on your confidence, you're going to receive or see abundance with a little more ease. And you will be glad that you did, is the feeling that I'm getting with that. But with the Chariot there, in spirit, with the number 7, it's like you will create momentum. You will create forward movement with that abundance. And it will just flow naturally, is the feeling that I'm getting. So we have 46, 47. Again, we've got that progression of numbers here. We've got Camilla, understanding and acceptance. So this could be partly with that energy of confidence, of having to understand something and accept something about yourself. And I was going to say accept with an E. So there's an exception. Are you making an exception? Or are you making an excuse for someone, or so, like, are you excusing the things that you have worked really hard for? So when somebody gives you a compliment, if somebody offers you something, are you saying, oh, that was no big deal, or oh, I didn't do it alone? So you're kind of bouncing, I don't know what it is. It's like the energy that is trying to come to you is being ricocheted because you are placing the gratitude or the reward onto something or someone else. It's like you have a hard time receiving, and maybe that's what I was feeling like. I was blocked in receiving a message. And this itself, because it's opaque, because it's quite heavy, it does feel like a block in itself. So how are you blocking yourself from receiving? And then we have vanity and self-absorption. You know what I'm getting from that? I don't think you're vain. I don't think you're self-absorbed. I think that is a fear. So I do feel like understanding and acceptance of this fear of, if I say thank you, if I look good, if I'm confident, that I will be seen as vanity. There's something about how others perceive you that is preventing you from receiving the abundance that you deserve. And that's not to say that you don't have abundance. That's not what this reading is about. But I feel like you're trying to receive something, achieve something, get some form of abundance in whatever shape or form that it looks like for you. But it's being blocked because there is some underlying fear that you will be seen as vain. You will be seen as stuck up. You will be seen as egotistical. And so that's what I was getting with that bouncing off. The energy is bouncing off you because you fear it, because of the perception. There's something there. There's something there. And I'm just going to fix my candle here for a sec. Well, so much for that. The candle went out. So yeah, where did that story come from? Where did that feeling begin? Because I feel like things, the opportunities or the wealth or the health or the wellness that you seek is going to happen really easily as soon as this block gets out of the way. So let's get some more information. We have the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Or pardon me, Ace of Swords. It is the Magician. So you have everything you need to create the abundance that you desire. You are also a very good creator. Maybe even a creative. And Four of Wands. Yeah, it's about assuring yourself, being assured. Sorry about that. My camera cut out as I was delivering the messages, and I finished the reading, and yeah, lost about 5 minutes. Not a huge deal, but let's see if I can remember now that I'm back into it here. So the long of the short of it is that there's something here that needs to be detached from, because it's not really serving you in the most positive light, in the most healthiest light. And I do believe it's some of those fears that you have. Where did those fears come from? I do believe here you are at some kind of crossroads, or you need to make some kind of choice about whether to continue to feed this maybe negativity or be connected to a certain person that is feeding this fear, or are you going to detach from that and consciously move towards something that you can create something from, something that is greater than what you've done in the past, something that feels nourishing and stable, something that is a foundation that you can grow from. So this is about you taking everything you know about yourself and harnessing that power to be able to say, yes, I am deserving of this, and no more apologizing for wanting or needing something, but being confident and self-assured in who you are and what you want and desire. It's not about controlling how others see you. It's about focusing on what you want in this, what kind of abundance you want to attain in your life. Now, just as long as this abundance and your goals, your desires, your big vision doesn't hurt anyone, then there's no reason for you to worry about how others will perceive you. That is not something that you should be responsible for or that you can be in control of, because no matter how nice you are, no matter how you do something or what you do, there's always going to be someone out there that doesn't like you, that doesn't think that you're deserving of something, that may see you as vain or self-absorbed. That's not your responsibility. It's not your business how other people perceive you, but it is your business on how you go about attaining something. You can still do something with dignity. You can still do something that is aligned and joyful and confident without being self-absorbed or vain. You can still do it all and do it well and be deserving of all of the fruits of that labor. So this is, I feel, someone who has kept themselves really small, because I feel staying small was a safety mechanism or a protection mechanism. But now there is a call for you to step out and to be seen, to be at least comfortable with who you are a little bit more, be confident in who you are. And I feel that the confidence will be attracted, or pardon me, the abundance will be attracted to you because you are confident, you are assured, you are very grounded in who you are, what you stand for, what your values are. You are aligned with all of that. And so it's not going to waver when someone has an opinion about you that may not be in a positive light. You know who you are, and you know what you're trying to do here with this abundance. And that's all that really matters. So this is about creating something of your big vision, and doing it from a space of empowerment and feeling powerful. Go for it, is the feeling that I'm getting with this. So, my dear Soul Path 3, these are the messages I have for you. I apologize for the broken video, but this was a very important message that needed to come out, and so I wasn't going to delete it and do it over again. So I do hope that's okay. If this reading resonated, do let me know in the comments. I always love to read your stories or insights that you get from these readings. And if you're looking to watch a collective reading on this topic, I do have that posted on my Patreon page. I'd love to have you over there. The link is in the description. My deepest gratitude for your support however you see fit, and until next time, stay curious and we'll see you soon.